The last question that we want to ask is, what if we wanted to retry only for a fixed number of times? With while loop, we tried until we got the right guess. Now, is it possible to change while loop to something else so that we can only retry for a fixed number of times? To do this, we will add a for loop. A for loop begins with for, and within parentheses, we will declare a special variable. The variable here is I. It's initialized to 0. Its type is an integer. And then we will write a condition. The condition here checks whether I is less than 6. As long as I is less than 6, the loop will be executed. And once I is greater than or equal to 6, the loop exits. Next, we will tell how to increment I at the end of the loop. Here we are incrementing I by 1. Now the body of the loop is the same as before, wherein first we will check if guess is greater than the number. If it's greater than the number, we will print it's too high. Otherwise, we will check if it's less than the number. If it's less than the number, we will print it's too low, and so on and so forth. Now let's compile and run this program and see what happens. Okay, so now let's first try more than 6 guesses and see what happens. The first guess I want to try is 1. It's too low. Let me try 30. It's too high. I'll try 2. It's too low. Now let me try 29. It's too high. Now let me try 5. It's too low. Now notice I've already provided 5 guesses. So now this is the 6th guess. So let's try 22. It's too high. Now let's see what happens when I guess 15. Okay. Now notice how the program just quit after I guessed 15. The reason why this happened was it asked us for a guess, but now I was equal to 6. So therefore it did not go and execute the loop once more, and it just quit the program. So now let's try the same program and let's see if we can guess the number within 6 iterations. So let's try it as 12. 12 is too low. Now let's try 20. 20 is too high. Now let me try 16. 16 is too low. Let's see 18. 18 is too high. Now let's see if 17 is the right guess. And there you go, 17 is the right number. So we can verify this. The number stored within the program is 17. So what this show does is that we can use a while loop to allow the user to retry as many number of times as they want until they guess the right guess. Or we can use a for loop wherein we will restrict how many number of times the user can guess the number. And finally, what I want you to remember from this class is that it's important to pay attention to the code that we are writing. A small mistake like missing an equal to sign within an if condition could lead to errors that could be hard to find. And second is, we also want to pay attention to how we write our conditions. Our conditions should not be too simple that the program does not provide sufficient information. And we saw how by just adding an if condition which said whether the number is either too high or too low helped us to narrow down the search process from potentially being infinite to something more manageable. In the next class, we will see a new program, and we will also probably learn a few additional things within Visual Studio that can help you with your upcoming homeworks.